Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. A 5.2% pay increase is on its way. I'm happy to share it here. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. Two things that I always ask now. Hey, look, hit that thumbs up. Doesn't cost you a nickel. Let the video run. It does cost you a little bit of time, but letting it run is essentially passing the baton to another veteran or military service member, spouse, dependent, etc. So please do that for me. I really appreciate it. Many hands make light work. If you want to support the channel in other ways, please consider becoming a member. If you look on the home page of the channel, there should be a highlighted members section with the little join button, and that does help support the channel. It also helps me to find you quicker in the comments. All right, so jumping into it here, the increase, the 5.2% pay increase is on its way. So the president signs law backing military pay increase for 2024. And the subheadline here's how much more you'll get. So what are they looking at? This is, look, might not apply to you, just kind of good information to know. You might have a family member you might be in as well, whether you're reserve or active duty. For me, obviously I'm out, but my son is in, and so I'm interested as well. So as we move on, the president signed the annual Defense Authorization Bill into law Friday afternoon, confirming the largest raise in military basic pay in decades. The 2024 National Defense Authorization Act, or the NDAA, was approved by Congress this month. It backed the increase for active duty service members and reservists. Current troops get a big bump in basic pay for the second year in a row, starting in January, while veterans will receive an above average increase as well through our COLA. It's above average, lower than what we all expect. I get it. Common allowances are also going up, which is also a nice bump for our military brothers and sisters. All right, so 2024 basic pay raise. Active duty troops and drilling guard and reserve members will receive a 5.2% pay raise in January, the largest increase since getting a 6.9% raise in 2002. Set according to an established formula, the 5.2% raise was part of the president's fiscal 2024 budget request to Congress and was included in the House, Senate, and conference versions to the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, before receiving the president's signature. The 5.2% pay raise will increase the monthly basic pay for an enlisted E1 with less than 2 years of service by nearly $100 to now over $2,000 a month, $2,017. For an officer with a pay grade of 04 with more than 6 years of service, the raise amounts to about $380 a month for a total of $7,681 per month. The Defense Finance and Accounting Services will release exact amounts with a dollar of these estimates in January. The 2024 BAS and BAH rates, while the raise is basic pay, are accelerating in 2024. The year's relative increases in the basic allowance for housing and the basic allowance for subsistence are comparatively modest. The basic allowance for subsistence, an allotment received by active duty troops who live outside the barracks, is going up only 1.7% for both officers and enlisted members. In 2023, by comparison, the BAS went up 11.2%. Wow. In 2024, the BAS payment will be $316.98 for officers, up from $311.68. While enlisted members, the BAS will increase from $452.56 to $460.25. The 5.4% increase in BAH, that's the housing allowance or the allowance for housing, coming in 2024 is similar to the increase in basic pay, but can't match 2023's 12.1% rise. Wow, 12.1%. And for those of you that know, right, your housing allowance can be substantial depending on where you're stationed, and it's tax-free, which is pretty sweet. So the housing allowance or the basic allowance for housing, I always don't, it's weird how we always flip things around. Anyway, the basic allowance for housing is set at 95% of the housing costs in a given area. The nearly 1 million troops who receive BAH will absorb $84 to $194 of their calculated housing costs monthly in 2024. The 2024 military veteran pay raise, so here it says, I don't know why it says that, but that's the headline on this section. It says here the 5.2% raise in basic pay for active duty, guard, and reserves in 2024 joins, now we're moving into it, a 3.2% cost of living adjustment given to military retirees and veterans who receive disability checks from the Department of Veterans Affairs. While 3.2% may look low compared to the 2022 5.9% and the 2023 8.7% adjustments, it's still above the average of 2.6% for the past prior 20 years. That increase means that for 2024, retired military members and veterans who receive disability payments will receive a $32 increase for each $1,000 of military retirement pay they receive each month. Survivor benefit plan payments will increase by the same amount. Military retirees who entered military service on or after August 1st, 1986 and opted, keyword, for the Career Status Bonus, CSB, retirement plan have a COLA increase reduced by 1%, which is pretty horrible. That means they will see a smaller increase of $22 per $1,000 in 2024. So good news for our military brother and sisters out there getting that 5.2% raise on their basic pay, along with a little bit in the housing and the other allotment. So that's really good for them. Happy to see it, and we'll keep an eye on other things going on as well. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a great one, and remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.